When handling dangerous substances and equipment, special attention must be paid to safety. Safety is an important part of the practical lab courses at the Institute for Physical Chemistry. We would now like to introduce you to the safety rules and procedures that must be followed when attending practical lab courses at the Institute. This video is mandatory for participation in practical lab courses. In the event of fire, a loud alarm signal will sound throughout the Institute. The alarm is triggered by an automated fire alert system with combined smoke and heat detectors. Occasionally, the fire detection system might be offline due to construction work. If the fire alarm does not sound, manually activate the alarm button or use any telephone to dial 112 and alert the fire department. Due to the sensitivity of the fire and smoke detectors, take care to avoid any work that could generate smoke or steam in the area beneath the detectors. If the fire alarm sounds, you must leave the building at once. Follow the escape signs. The teaching assistants will take care of any safety measures that need to be performed to secure the laboratory equipment. In the event that the main exit through the stairwell or the route through the hallway to the outdoor fire escape stairs is blocked by smoke, the practical laboratories are equipped with emergency exit doors or windows, which can be used to access the fire escape balcony that runs around the building. Follow the balcony to the fire escape stairs on the west side of the Institute. On the east side of the building, there is an escape ladder. Due to the danger of falling, the ladder should only be used if absolutely necessary. The elevators or lifts should never be used during a possible fire. After leaving the building, find the gathering area and remain there until you are instructed that it is safe to return to the building. To summarize, in case the fire alarm does not sound, manually activate the fire alarm or dial 112. Leave the building immediately. Use the main escape routes via the stairwell or the outdoor fire escape stairs. Alternatively, follow the secondary escape route over the escape balcony to the fire escape stairs. Do not use the elevators or lifts. Assemble in the gathering area. Calling for in-house emergency help. In case emergency help is needed, or if you encounter a laboratory malfunction that is beyond your control, press the red laboratory emergency button. An emergency bell will ring, and a light system will guide first responders to the site of the accident. The emergency bell can be deactivated by pressing the white button. In summary, press the red Lab Emergency button to call for emergency first responders. Call for help if you have a problem with your experiment. In case of serious emergencies, dial 112. Safety features and equipment. In the event that the electricity must be quickly shut off, for example, if a person receives an electrical shock, or if a defective electrical device poses an immediate danger, engage the emergency circuit breaker. The electricity supply to each island lab bench is equipped with an additional circuit breaker. Activate this emergency breaker to disconnect the electrical supply to the individual lab bench. A safety shower is located near the entrance to the teaching laboratory. The shower is activated by pulling a lever. The safety shower is to be used in the event that a person catches fire or is extensively contaminated by a chemical spill. In the case of a strong acid or base spill, the shower will dilute the caustic agent, minimizing the risk that the body will receive further chemical burns when the affected clothing is removed. Since victims of such serious emergencies are prone to panic, those in the surrounding area should help by placing the victim under the shower and turning on the flow of water. Stay by the victim to keep him or her calm. Eye wash stations are available in the event that a hazardous chemical or substance splashes into a person's eyes. After removing the dust cover and pressing the lever, a stream of water will be emitted that can be used for safely rinsing the eyes. The eyes should be rinsed for at least 15 minutes, and a doctor should be consulted afterwards. Those in the area should again provide assistance. Fire blankets are an excellent means of putting out a fire in its initial stages, or can be used to cushion or support an injured person. Small fires can occur in the laboratory despite safety measures, for example, due to a defective piece of equipment. For this reason, the Institute is equipped with two types of fire extinguishers: carbon dioxide extinguishers and dry powder extinguishers. The use of carbon dioxide extinguishers is preferred to prevent unnecessary contamination of the room and the equipment with dry powder. Usually, small fires will be extinguished by the teaching assistants or one of the Institute's trained fire responders. Any fire extinguisher that has been used will be sorted out for refill. Anyone may take bandages from the Institute's first aid kits. In case of serious injury, call for a trained first responder by activating the in-house emergency help button. It is mandatory to enter all injuries, even minor ones, into the first aid logbook, which is located in room -1.115 in the basement floor of the Institute. Let's summarize once again. Use the emergency circuit breaker in the event of an electrical accident. Use safety showers in the case of large burns or chemical spills. Provide assistance to the victim. When an eye wash station is needed, again, provide assistance to the victim. Use the fire blankets to extinguish small fires or to support an injured person. Use fire extinguishers, preferably carbon dioxide extinguishers, to put out larger fires. For treating minor injuries, a first aid kit is available. All injuries, even minor ones, must be entered into the first aid logbook in room -1.115. What to do in case of an accident? Anyone may treat a minor accident, such as a small puncture or cut, on his or her own. For example, with a Band-Aid from the first aid kit. Major accidents and injuries. Obtain first aid through first responders. Make an emergency call, or, if possible, consult a Durchgangsarzt, a doctor for work-related injuries. Work-related injuries for employees and students at the university are handled by the emergency room triage, or Notaufnahme, at the Göttingen Medical Clinic. Report the injury there as a work-related accident. The insurance carrier, or Employers Liability Insurance Association, is the Landesunfallkasse Niedersachsen. Afterwards, enter the incident into the first aid logbook and fill out an accident report together with the safety officer, Clemens Heimann. Work-related accidents include accidents in university buildings, provided that they occur as part of the daily working routine, and way-to-work accidents. These include accidents incurred while traveling between institutes, on the way to or from breaks, for example, to or from the Mensa, and during the commute to and from home. Protective clothing and gear. Protective clothing and gear for the laboratory include a lab coat, safety glasses, protective gloves, a face shield, and a face mask for mouth and nose protection. In the teaching laboratories, a lab coat, safety glasses, closed-toed shoes, and long clothing must be worn. Put on all protective clothing and gear before entering the teaching laboratory. If you are working close to another person and it is not possible to maintain the required social distance, you must wear a face mask that covers your nose and mouth. Protective clothing may not be removed until you have exited the laboratory. Special protective clothing, such as single-use gloves, are available in the teaching laboratory. Please take your personal protective clothing home with you. This includes your lab coat, safety glasses, and face mask. Let's summarize once more. Protective clothing and gear: lab coat, safety glasses, closed-toed shoes, long clothing, face mask, and a face shield if applicable. Laboratory course rules. Safety information with operating instructions and safety data sheets is available by every laboratory experiment. These can also be found on the laboratory course's webpage and should be read before you begin the experiment. You must certify that you have read and understood the documents with your signature. The teaching assistant will countersign the document. Laboratory course participants should not begin work on an experiment until they have received instructions from their teaching assistant. Appropriate bins are provided for chemical waste, glass waste, and other contaminated waste. The teaching assistant will explain the proper handling of waste. When working in a chemical fume hood, check the airflow level, which is shown by an indicator light. If necessary, adjust the level. Special care must be taken when working with gas cylinders and liquid nitrogen. Your teaching assistant will provide you with instructions. Protective clothing and gear should be put on in the area in front of the entrance to the laboratory. Please take your jackets and any valuable personal items with you into the laboratory. Please leave the laboratory in the condition in which you found it. Clean all work surfaces and rinse all glassware thoroughly with demineralized water before placing it in the drying oven. Do not place any plastic parts in the drying oven. Report any damaged equipment so that it can be repaired. Your participation in this safety tutorial will be documented. An information sheet about hazardous CMR substances, which include carcinogens, mutagens, and substances toxic to reproduction, as well as an information sheet about personal liability insurance for students, are available for your inspection. Please also inform yourself about these topics on the internet. The information is also available on the laboratory course website. Students taking part in practical laboratory courses in the Institute of Physical Chemistry are not responsible for minor damages, costing less than €50. However, please report any broken equipment so that it can be repaired or replaced. The safety officer is available to answer any questions. Let's summarize once more. Put on protective clothing and gear. Take valuables with you into the laboratory. Read the safety information about your experimental setup. Read the instructions for your experiment. Do not carry out experiments until you have received instructions. Double-check the experimental setup. Follow the proper procedures when working with gas cylinders. Dispose of waste appropriately. Maintain a clean work area. Report defective or broken equipment for repair. A list of CMR substances is available for download. An information sheet about personal liability insurance is also available for download. Participation in this safety tutorial is documented. The safety officer, Clemens Heimann, is available anytime to answer questions. You will find him in the basement level of the Institute in room -1.115. Please also take note of regulations to prevent spread of infectious disease. These are available on the laboratory course webpage.